The rise and fall of Nokia. What happened? For decades, Nokia was untouchable. Before iPhones, before Android, before smartphones were even a thing, Nokia ruled the world. In the early 2000s, if you owned a mobile phone, there was a very high chance it was a Nokia. Not Samsung, not Apple. Nokia.so. The big question is, how did a company that once controlled over 40% of the global phone market collapse almost completely? This is the real story. 1. Nokia's humble beginning. 1865199OS. Nokia didn't start as a tech company. It began in 1865 in Finland as a paper mill. Over the next 100 years, Nokia expanded into rubber, cables, electronics, and finally telecommunications. By the 1980s, Nokia was deeply involved in mobile communication technology. They invested heavily in GSM, the system that would later become the backbone of global mobile networks. This early technical advantage set the stage for total domination. 2. The Golden Age. Nokia takes over the world. 199820006. By 1998, Nokia became the world's largest mobile phone manufacturer. Their success came from three key strengths. Durability. Nokia phones were almost unbreakable. Battery life. Phones lasted days, not hours. Simplicity. Easy menus, physical buttons, reliable performance modes like the Nokia 3310, 1100, 6600, and N series became global icons. At its peak, Nokia sold hundreds of millions of phones annually. Nokia tune was one of the most recognized sounds on earth. Company employed over 100,000 people internally. Executives believed Nokia was too big to fail. That belief would cost them everything. 3. The first cracks. Software problems. Early 2000s. While Nokia dominated hardware, it ignored software evolution. Their main operating system, Symbian, was complex, slow to develop, designed for buttons, not touchscreen. Nokia teams were fragmented. Different departments built competing systems that didn't work well together. Innovation became political. Middle management resisted change to protect their positions. By the time competitors focused on user experience, Nokia was already behind but didn't realize it. 4. The iPhone shock. 2007. In 2007, Apple introduced the iPhone. Nokia executives famously laughed. Why? No physical keyboard. Ipriceno copied Pastino App Store initially. To Nokia, the iPhone looked like a toy, but Apple wasn't selling a phone. They were selling an experience. Multi-touch screens, smooth animations, easy apps, everything Symbian struggled to deliver. Customers noticed immediately. Within 2 years, the entire industry pivoted toward smartphones. Nokia didn't. 5. Android enters. Nokia panics. 2008-2010. Google's Android changed everything. Manufacturers like Samsung adopted Android fast and improved yearly. Nokia tried to respond with Symbian updates. MeeGo internal Linux-based OS. But development was slow. Decision-making took years instead of months. Worse, internal fear killed innovation. Engineers were afraid to report problems. Executives were disconnected from reality. Nokia still sold phones, but not the future. 6. The Microsoft decision. 2011. In 2011, Nokia appointed Stephen Elop, a former Microsoft executive, as CEO. Soon after, he made one of the most controversial decisions in tech history. Nokia abandoned its own operating systems and partnered exclusively with Microsoft Windows Phone. Why this was disastrous? Windows Phone had few app developers, ignored the platform, consumers avoided idle apps. Famous burning platform memo publicly admitted Nokia was failing, destroying customer confidence overnight. Sales collapsed even faster. 7. The collapse. 2001-2014. Within just a few years, Nokia lost most of its market share. Samsung became the global leader. Apple dominated the premium market. In 2014, Nokia sold its mobile phone business to Microsoft for $7.2 billion, a fraction of its former value. Microsoft later shut it down completely. The king was gone. 8. What Nokia did wrong. The core mistakes. Nokia didn't fail because of bad engineers. It failed because of 1. Arrogance, believing dominance would last forever. 2. Slow decision-making, innovation delayed by bureaucracy. 3. Ignoring software, focusing too much on hardware. 4. Fear-driven culture, employees afraid to challenge leadership. 5. Late reaction, responding after the market had already moved on. Technology doesn't forgive hesitation. 9. Nokia today. A different company. Nokia still exists, but not as a phone giant. Today, Nokia focuses on telecommunications infrastructure, 5G networks, enterprise technology, respected again, but the consumer phone empire is history. Final lesson: Nokia's story is not just about phones, it's a warning.